for this week's episode of SMTV.
Students on campus who are passionate about activism have band together to create a student group. More of this on the top of the show.
Also at the top of the show, opinions on Joe Biden's decision on student loan forgiveness have started circulating around the campus of USM. All of this and a whole lot more on SMTV.
SMTV News for Thursday, December 5th starts now.
From the Chuck Scarborough Television Studio on the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi, this is SMTV News. News you can use.
What's going on, Golden Eagles? Welcome to our last episode of the semester of SMTV. I'm Bethal Miles.
And I'm Kennedi Drake. Here are our top news stories. USM students have officially come together to form a Palestinian student group. Our reporter, Micaiah Jackson, has more on the story.
With the current conflict between Palestine and Israel going on, many universities have noticed a trend in students creating organization groups supporting each side.
Here at the University of Southern Mississippi, a Palestinian student group is giving students a voice to be heard. Eagles for Palestine is a pro-Palestinian active group on campus.
I heard that people were gathering and I wanted to be a part of the team and bring about some sort of change because I feel like this is kind of a time when we need it.
The group was created by President Shannon Earwood to stand up for people who don't have a voice right now.
So many students are attracted because there's really not many other places on campus that provide the space for those with common interests, especially on this topic. And it feels like there's not really a place to talk about it without starting an argument, and that's what we provide.
Students are beginning to raise awareness and engage with global issues.
Thank you for the report, Micaiah. It's a reminder of how national events can hit close to home, even here on our college campus.
On the 21st and the 22nd of November, the Southern Miss Soccer Club organized a tryout to form two tiers of teams. It was an open tryout for all Southern Miss students. There were over 100 participants out there trying to get a chance to earn a spot. 23 of those participants were made it onto Team A, which will play against other soccer clubs in the near future, and the rest of them formed Team B, which will play for fun and recreational purposes. The club will organize another tryout in the spring semester to add members to Team A. For more information on the club, you can follow them on Instagram at Southern Miss Soccer Club.
International students at USM face housing challenges during the winter break due to facility closures and limited support. SM2's Suvi Lama has more.
International students at USM are experiencing housing uncertainty as the campus prepares to shut down during winter break. British, who was previously required to seek alternative housing, shares her own experience.
So last year for winter break, I was living on campus both semesters. So for winter break, I went to my relative's house because I was not allowed to stay here for the winter break. But this year, I live in apartments. I live off campus, so I'm gonna be here, and I'm just gonna de-stress and take my time. And there's no rush for me to go anywhere. So I'm just gonna do everything that I've been planning to learn and just experience here in Hattiesburg, because I'm finally getting to some time off and getting to be here in Hattiesburg.
Another student, Stefan, is taking a different approach this year. He plans to travel and sees the university's restrictions as an opportunity for personal exploration and adventure.
So this winter, I've decided to go to Europe, go to Barcelona, watch my favorite club play. So yeah, that's my plan for the winter.
To address some of these challenges, the International Scholars and Services ISSS launched the Winter Mentor Program in November. This opportunity helps a small number of students to stay on campus. For SM2, this is Suvi Lama.
Now, here on the campus of USM, students expressed how Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness project will benefit them after graduation. My co-anchor, Kennedi Drake, has more.
Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness program has sparked opinion amongst USM.
According to presidential officials, Biden's administration forgave more than 1 million borrowers through the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program just last month. The program is eligible to public service workers who must make payments on their loans for 10 years. After this, their remaining balances will be discharged. Conversations continue to rise about whether students think this will provide long-term benefits.
I think if this wasn't possible, then you'll see that a lot of college students wouldn't go for higher degrees, like I said, and wouldn't pursue school with the stress of money.
Although people still have to pay loans for 10 years prior to being eligible, one college student says,
good effort to help people and help them manage their money, especially in the long run after the 120 months.
According to the administration, Mississippi is ranked the second state to receive the most student loan forgiveness.
Kennedy Drake, SM2 News.
Some students even said they took into account whether they could receive loan forgiveness when deciding on the major. I'm going to tell you like this, Ken. If I was able to get this little bachelor's taken care of, I'd go for 5 PhDs.
I know. I would get masters as well and be a doctor.
Guess what, though?
Coming up after the commercial break, we have our SMTV weather report and flash news briefing.
That's right. Stay tuned. Go ahead, get your Christmas cookies. Go ahead, leave some milk out for Santa, and be right back.
If you're watching this with your friends, you'll probably make a joke.
Because you know what you feel on the inside
isn't what you want people to know.
If you have to pretend to be happy, find someone you trust and tell them.
If you get mad at things and you don't know why, or have thoughts about hurting yourself,
find someone you trust and tell them.
You are never alone when you share.
Seriously, people care about you.
It's okay to not understand what you're feeling.
And it's easy to think that you're all alone.
But you don't have to be.
You're never alone when you share.
Don't be ashamed to tell someone you trust what you're feeling.
You're not alone.
You are not alone.
Find someone you trust and tell them.
Tell a parent.
Tell a teacher. Tell a brother or sister.
Or just tell a friend.
You haven't done anything wrong.
Talk to someone.
Talk to someone.
It's how things get better.
Welcome back to SMTV. I'm Rachel Brox, your SMTV weather reporter. Let's get right into it. For today's forecast, you can prepare for a mainly chilly day with a high of 57 and a low of 29. You will also need to prepare for rain because there will be an 84% chance of rain. So make sure you grab your coat and an umbrella if you plan on going out. Next, we have our 4-day forecast. Starting off with Friday. On Friday, there will be a high of 53 degrees and a low of 33 degrees. It will be mostly cloudy tomorrow. Saturday, it will warm up just a bit with a high of 61 and a low of 45. The skies will start to clear up with only partly cloudy skies for Saturday. On Sunday, temperatures will reach into the low 70s with a high of 73 and a low of 58. And Monday will continue with similar temperatures with a high of 72 and a low of 56. Now looking into our rain chances. Friday has no chance for rain, but Saturday tells a different story. Saturday's rain chances will rise up to a mere 14%. Sunday, however, will bring the rain up with a 43% chance of rain. And Monday's chances will rise even higher after that to 62%. So the beginning of the weekend will start off rain-free, but you will need an umbrella for Saturday and Sunday. That's all I have for you for this week. Thank you so much for joining me into your SMTV weather report for the last one of the semester. I'm Rachel Brox. Peace out, y'all.
Thank you so much for that weather report, Rachel Kennedy. It has been a pleasure to see Rachel grow leaps and bounds is what it feels like since the beginning of the semester.
Yes, it has, and she has such confidence on camera. I just love to see it every time.
Absolutely, and we appreciate you giving us that report with this shivering temperatures we got going on.
Yes. Now it's time for your flash news briefing. Two Lamar County juniors, Samantha Cardenas and Maddie Highlander, have been selected to represent Pearl River Valley Electric Power Association in the Cooperative Youth Leaders Program. The students were chosen after spending a day learning about cooperative energy at the National Guard Armory in Columbia. Summerall High School principal Matt Thomas praised them for their strong character and leadership skills. As part of the program, Cardenas and Highlander will take an all-expensive paid trip to Washington, D.C. in June, where they'll explore leadership and cooperative energy. Both students are excited for the opportunity and will also attend a workshop in Jackson this February before the trip.
Now, also in the state, a group of anti-abortion doctors in Mississippi are asking the state Supreme Court to reverse a 1998 ruling that guarantees abortion rights under the state's constitution. They're arguing the ruling conflicts the state's laws, banning most abortions. However, a lower court ruled the doctors lacked standing, saying they couldn't prove harm. Attorney Aaron Rice plans to appeal the state Supreme Court, citing legal uncertainty after the 2022 U.S. Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade. The case could impact Mississippi's abortion laws despite no abortion clinics currently operating in the state.
President Joe Biden has granted a full and unconditional pardon to his son Hunter Biden for offenses dating back in 2014, including gun and tax charges. The decision marks a reversal from the previous statements where Biden had ruled out pardoning his son. Republicans, including House Speaker Mike Johnson, criticized the move, claiming it damages trust in the justice system and calling for reform. White House officials say Biden wrestled with the decision, but ultimately felt his son was unfairly prosecuted due to political pressure. First Lady Jill Biden expressed support for the pardon.
First things first, Ken, if it's me and I'm gonna get out that Oval Office, I'm letting my dog loose, I'm letting my dogs loose, I'm letting my dad, my mama, everybody if it's up to me.
Especially if it's your kinfolk. Like, if it's my family, I'm gonna pardon.
Straight up. Listen, we'll be right back with SMTV Sports and Community Calendar.
Don't go anywhere. SMTV will be right back after the commercial break.
The new Walk MS experience was so uplifting. All of us are coming together, not only for that walk day, but for every day.
I love the energy at Walk MS. It is community, it is family. I can ride that high for the rest of the year.
A cure is on the line for me.
A cure is on the line for all of us.
It may sound funny, but hearing actually happens in our brains, not our ears. Our ears are like mail carriers that deliver sound, so our brains can figure out what's going on. So what is going on? Well, it's pretty simple. When our ears work better, our brains hear better. And that's a happier thing. Like Happy Dance Happier.
Hearing loss puts you at greater risk for dementia. So see a hearing professional and let's get those ears checked.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready. Because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Hello and welcome back to SMTV. I'm Emily Blue and I'm here with this week's community calendar. I'm so sad that this is our last show together this season. But on a side note, the Ross Mansion B&B and Event Center will be hosting the Victorian Christmas afternoon tea from 2 to 3:30 p.m. on December 6th. It's a unique culinary experience meant to celebrate the Christmas season. Tickets are $64.95 a person and this event will be hosted throughout the month, so find a time right for you and your loved ones to attend. December 6th to the 8th is the Lights of the Wild at the Hattiesburg Zoo, and each night from 6 to 8:30 p.m. there is a family-friendly light exhibit. Admission includes train rides, carousel rides, animal encounters, and so much more. This event will run every weekend throughout the month of December. On December 7th is a Cool Cat Christmas hosted at the Fat Cat. The event will run from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. This soiree-styled event will have music and ambiance to make the evening unforgettable. It's been so wonderful to share the amazing events that Hattiesburg has to offer with all of you this past season. But as for now, that's it for your community calendar update with me, Emily Blue. See you next time, Southern Miss. This week's trivia is all about USM history, so let's take it to the students of USM.
What year was the University of Southern Mississippi founded?
March the 30th, 1910.
1910? Yeah.
1918.
But it was like 1914 or something?
1908.
Close.
18. Nah, it ain't
Close the first time. It's 1910. What two colors are associated with USM? Black and gold.
Black and gold.
Black and gold, of course.
Black and gold.
Black and gold.
What is the official full name of the Southern Miss mascot?
Seymour the campus.
Seymour the eagle.
Seymour the third.
All I know is Seymour.
Seymour the campus.
What Southern Miss tradition involves lighting a Christmas tree and spreading holiday cheer?
Lighting the way?
On campus.
Oh, lighting the way. I know that one. Lighting the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lighting the way.
Lighting the way for the holidays.
I don't know.
Lighting the way for the holidays. What is the Southern Miss fight chant often heard during games and events? To the top? Yeah.
Oh, to the top? Oh. I was overthinking it.
Yeah.
To the top.
To the top. SOUTHERN. I know that one. Southern Mississippi, USM. Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon, Golden Eagles. I am your SMTV sports anchor, Gabe Calhoun, here with the final sports segment of the year. Let's get right into it and end this year off right. Starting off with the football team. Our football team hit the field for their last game of the season. The final game was an away game for our Golden Eagles as they took on the Troy Trojans. The Golden Eagles fought hard. They managed to end the third quarter only down 11 points, but Troy went on a major run, scoring 21 straight to balloon their lead to 52-20, which was the final, as Golden Eagles' season ended with an abysmal record of 1-11. Now, bouncing over to the court, men's basketball team faced off against the University of Milwaukee in their first home game back after a long road trip in Montana. The Golden Eagles were able to snap their three-game losing streak with the help of a buzzer-beating layup by Nefertali Alvarez. The final score of the game was 66-65. Now for the final player of the year for 2024. Today's honor goes to Denaje Harris as he finished the game 8 for 12 from the field. Harris also finished 2 for 2 from the three-point line and 6 for 6 from free throw. This has been Gabe Calhoun, and this is your last sports segment of the year. And always, Southern Miss to the top.
For this week's Eagle interview, we had a very special guest, none other than USM's very own president, Dr. Joe Paul.
Now let's go to Kaylin Morgan with Eagle interview.
Welcome back, Golden Eagles. My name is Kaylin Moran, and this is Eagle Interview. Today in the studio, we have a very important guest. He's the president and face of the University of Southern Mississippi. It's Dr. Joe Paul. Hi, Dr. Paul.
I'm glad to be here with you.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Yeah, glad to be here.
So, of course, as you know, I said the face and voice of the university. You are the president. What would you say is the most important priority of your job? What is the most important thing to you?
Well, I think that you have to be that voice, right? The president carries the culture of the institution and really leads by talking about all the positive things that we have and where we want to go. Now, the most important parts of the job for me right now are, one, to continue to grow our student enrollment. It's such a great place to be. We've got capacity, and the more students we have, the more we can do in terms of investing in academic programs, increasing the quality of student life. So growing enrollment's number one. Number two is creating a student experience for all of you that is unique, and preparing students who can really be ready for life so that we can add value in what we're doing in the classroom and outside of the classroom to give students skills that other institutions might not be able to create because we're nimble because of our size. Correct. So growing the enrollment, certainly enhancing student life, creating graduates who are ready for life, and then there are other things that are important as well in terms of raising private funds, being the voice of the university at the state and federal level for funding and those sorts of things.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've already done so much, since I've been here, since Southern Miss has grown in the past few years. You've dedicated so much to serving this university. What would you say you love the most about it?
I think the unique culture. Southern Miss is a unicorn in all of higher education. We've got this culture that goes back to our founding, and I call it a culture of grit. At Southern Miss, from the very get-go, we've always set audacious goals, big goals that people say, you're just Southern Miss, and you're in Hattiesburg and Gulf Park, you can't do that. And we say, hide and watch. And then we pursue those goals with an uncommon passion and a relentless persistence. We never give up, we never give in, we punch above our weight, and when we are at our best, our students catch that culture and leave here with those skills, and those are great skills for life.
Do you have any specific goals or hopes for the campus on the coast?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you're absolutely right. So our professors across the board have created approximately $100 million in externally funded competitive research dollars each year for the last 3 years. And we're going to maintain and grow that. And you're right, along the Gulf Coast from Hancock County at Stennis Space Center to Gulf Park to the Port of Gulfport to Point Cadet and over into Jackson County where the Gulf Coast Research Labs are, we've got a tremendous engine for ocean science and engineering and creative research in everything from fisheries to environmental preservation. So that's going to continue to be a point of emphasis. In terms of the enrollment on the Gulf Coast at Gulf Park, we're really focusing on place-bound students and creating coastal academic programs for coastal people for coastal jobs. If you grew up on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, as I did, it's hard to leave the smell of salt water. So a lot of those folks really want to stay in those 6 coastal counties. So we're focusing on certainly the ocean sciences, but also healthcare. We will start a new physician assistance program in 2026 at Gulf Park. So that's a part of our plans for growing on the coast.
And, thank you so much for sitting down with us and speaking about it, because it's so important that we, share about Southern Miss and share what makes it special.
Well, thank you. Yeah. We've got the greatest faculty and the greatest students anywhere. And, that's where the dance really happens, right? The rest of us are just the prom committee, making sure everything's rolling, right? And then we have the resources. But what happens in the classroom, in the laboratories, and in settings like this is what really makes a difference.
Absolutely, yes. And thank you so much again, Joe Paul, for
Yes.
sitting down with us. We really, really appreciate it.
And thank you, Golden Eagles, for sitting down with us. My name is Kaylin Moran. This has been Eagle Interview, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
To the top.
To the top.
Thank you, Kaylin, for that interview. She always does a great job at these interviews, and I love to see Joe Paul. Now it's on to our next box office hit.
Welcome to SMTV Cinema. Since we are so close to the end of the year, we thought we could highlight a few films that are planned to release this upcoming year.
A few sequels that are planned to release in 2025 are Zootopia 2, Avatar: Fire and Ash, The Bad Guys 2, and Wicked Part 2. There is quite a lineup for sequels for next year.
It's also planned for a couple of remakes to hit screens as well, sometime next year around the same times. Movies such as Snow White, Lilo and Stitch, and one of my favorites, Legit, How to Train a Dragon, are all getting live action adaptations next year. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
I would say The Polar Express. I love that movie. Seeing the little kids on the train getting excited, it always puts a smile on my face.
What's your favorite part?
Probably the little kid that's like, do you want to see this train? Or yeah. That part is hilarious.
My favorite Christmas movie is Home Alone 3. I really like the camaraderie centered around Home Alone 3. When I think about having a house to myself as a young boy, and I just think of all the cavities that could be made that just weren't. I think of all the Christmas cookies, the gifts that would have been open. I just think of all these things that I would have done if I could have had the house to myself when I was younger.
That's what Christmas is about. And that wraps up this episode of SMTV Cinema.
That's right, until our next screening. So we are here at the end of the semester, at the end of the SMTV season. Kennedy, how we feeling? What's the holiday plans? What you got rolling after this?
Well, first I have to say I am so glad it's the end of the semester. This semester has been crazy.
Lord.
I'm just excited to eat and just be with my family, cooking, and just having a fun time.
That's what I'm talking about. Listen, to say that you're excited that it's over with is an understatement coming from my stage. Listen, this academic stress that's been haunting me, the constant check of the canvas to make sure I ain't missed nothing on this last go round, it has been nothing but a blessing to be here at SMTV, to have learned here at SMTV for my 4.5 years of college. This is goodbye, but it's not going away.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's possibly some potential information that I can't necessarily give out just right now until it's signed on that dotted line, but I could be still reporting and anchoring somewhere really, really close to y'all.
Yes, we hate to see you go because you made such an impactful mark here, and it's just been awesome to be here by your side. But I'm excited to see what you're gonna do. You're just gonna do fabulous, just like you did here.
Dog, coming from somebody as talented as you,
just that touched my heart there. That touched my heart there.
Listen, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in with us all season and staying with us through the officials.
It gets me every time.
The Subianamas of the season. We appreciate you guys, and we hope that you continue to watch the news and figure out what's going on with you. If you want to see a little bit more about what we got going on, or if you like this episode, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Southern Miss Student Media. And if you want to submit a news tip, email us at sm2news@usm.edu.
Yes, and also if you'd like to advertise with SM2 Media, go ahead and reach out to Jason Beverly at jason.beverly@usm.edu. Of course, you can find all these stories and some more on our website, sm2media.com. Now, I guess that wraps up our last episode of SMTV for the semester. I gotta say, thank you for joining us. And always remember, Southern Miss,
to the top!